Hello and welcome back to my channel. I've just finished a tutorial on how I got this makeup look. If you would like to check that out, I'll be uploading that video at some point, so be sure to click the bell and you'll be notified when it's uploaded. So I've come on here today to talk about my weight loss journey and how I've lost 2 stone in 8 months. So I just want to give a trigger warning. If you're triggered by weight loss or anything to do with that, then this video isn't for you. I also want to put a disclaimer out there saying I'm not a professional, I'm not qualified in nutrition, in personal training or anything like that. This is just what's worked for me, and yeah, I didn't consult any professional or personal trainer. If you suffer with health conditions, I would recommend consulting a doctor or some sort of medical professional before you embark on a weight loss journey yourself. So I haven't done any before and after body shots. I can show you some photos of like how I used to be compared to now. At my heaviest, I was 13 stone 2 pounds, and I am now 10 stone 9.5 pounds. I mean, at my heaviest, that was like 2 years ago. Yeah, and that's like 2 stone 5 pounds or something. So I started my journey in January this year, and it's now mid-September. So the way I did it was I downloaded an app called NutriCheck. It's similar to MyFitnessPal, where you track your calories on an app. You can log any exercise that you do on it. However, on this diet, I did no exercise at all. It was clearly by cutting my calories down and being in a calorie deficit that I lost the weight. So my day job is a desk job, and I'm at the computer all day. My activity level is very low. So in the NutriCheck app, you put in your activity level and it works out based on all the values that you put in, being your age, weight, height. There's all these different criteria you put in, and the app works out your calorie deficit. So my calorie deficit, it did start on, I think it was 1,670 calories a day. So the average for a woman is 2,000 calories. The average for a man is 2,500 calories a day. So there were a few reasons why I wanted to start losing weight, and it wasn't to look better. The first reason was because I thought it would improve my snoring. My snoring was so bad that I had to be relegated to the spare room. Yeah, because my husband just couldn't get to sleep. I knew that my snoring was mainly because I was overweight, so I needed to do something about it. Yeah, another reason why I wanted to lose weight was to put less pressure on my hip joint, because I have osteoarthritis in my right hip, and last year I was noticing it was getting increasingly painful and it would inflame a lot more often. I went to see the doctor about it. They said to do physio, yeah, because it's not severe enough to have a hip replacement. So yeah, they went down the holistic route. But yeah, that wasn't working for me, so I thought, well, I might as well do something about it and lose some weight, see if that helps as well. Obviously, another plus point for losing weight is to look better, and what I've recently found out is that many of my clothes that I still have hoarded in my wardrobe are now fitting me again. And oh god, it's been like 5 years or so. Yeah, probably 5 years that I haven't fit into most of those clothes. I'm pretty sure when I got married, which was 8 years ago, I was about 11 stone. So I probably fit in my wedding dress again. Yeah, put in the comments below, would you be interested in seeing me try on my wedding dress? Because I still have it. Yeah, I'm a hoarder. So obviously, with being in a calorie deficit, it does take a lot of willpower. So you've got to be strict and make sure you log those calories. The app is very easy to use. It has a barcode scanner, and pretty much every product that I've scanned, it's come up with all the calorie information, even the macros, like the protein, fat, all that stuff gets recorded in the app. So what I've found is a high protein, low fat diet has worked for me. The high protein content is good for keeping you fuller for longer, and it also aids in weight loss. I don't know the science behind it, but I've read up that high protein equals weight loss. So I do pay for the NutriCheck app. I think it was like £23.99 a year, but I use it every day, so it's worth it. It's like £2 a month. Definitely worth the investment. So when I started this weight loss journey in January, I was 12 stone and 10 pounds, and I am now 10 stone, 9.5 pounds. So that's just a little over 2 stone I've lost already. So if you don't work in stone, the conversion is 2 stone is 28 pounds or 12.75 kilograms. I just wanted to add a disclaimer that this has worked for me, but it might not work for you. So people are different with how they weigh themselves. I weigh myself daily, and my husband has recently joined me on this weight loss journey, and he weighs himself weekly. I personally like to see my progress on a daily basis, but some people like to do it weekly. I weigh myself at the same time every day, just before I get in the shower, when I wake up, so in the morning. As I said, I've done this weight loss with no exercise whatsoever, so if you're one for not liking exercise, then you can easily lose weight through calorie control. And for me, the calorie deficit was literally, the amount of calories that is in a muffin. So I wasn't losing out on much. And it also helps with what you choose to eat within those calories. Because if you're eating those calories in like high processed sugars, then you're not going to be full for longer. You're not going to be satiated. You need to choose the right foods. So bulk out on your greens, salads. So my typical day of meals consists of, for breakfast, I have a protein pudding with protein granola. Yeah, that's just a protein pudding pot, chocolate flavour from Aldi. It's like 99p. And I top that with 20 grams of protein granola. And I like to start the day with a coffee. 1 sugar, milk. Like, I'm not cutting back. Some people put sweeteners in their coffee or tea, but I like to have a full sugar. And I don't usually have a snack between breakfast and lunch. So I usually wait till 9:30 to have breakfast, and then I have lunch at 12:30. And for lunch, I usually have a chicken ham, salad, and avocado wrap. So I have a seeded wrap, and I have 2 slices of chicken ham, and I have 40 grams of salad leaves, and half an avocado. So the weight of the avocado varies, like between 50 grams and 70 grams. And with my chicken salad wrap, I usually have a bag of lentil chips and an apple. Sometimes if I'm a bit peckish after that, I have a low-calorie brownie. So in between lunch and dinner, I usually have a variety of snacks, or sometimes I don't have any and I wait till dinner. And then I have like the rest of my calories after dinner as like dessert. And for dinner, I usually have chili con carne with rice. And the rice I get is wholemeal rice. And chili I make myself. So I make this with half turkey, half beef. I used to make it with all turkey, but it was lacking in flavour for me. So I decided to change the recipe up a bit and have half beef, half turkey. The turkey I get is about 2% fat, and the beef I think is 5% fat. So with that I add a tin of kidney beans, a tin of chopped tomatoes, and a sachet of chili con carne seasoning. And I also like to add a few extra tablespoons of chili flakes. So I'll show you at the side what the app looks like and what a typical meal plan looks like for me in a day. So if you've got a fitness watch, this it obviously links to your phone, and that can also link to the NutriCheck app. And if you do a workout, that will be added to your exercise in your calorie count. So it'll basically add any extra calories that you can consume. One thing I do regret not doing is taking body measurements. Like, you know, when people say that they've lost so many inches around their waist. Yeah, I never recorded any measurements like that. And I wish I did now, because I'm quite curious. Obviously, I've noticed that I have lost inches around my waist, but I just don't know how many, because I never recorded it. In all honesty, I really didn't think I'd stick to this diet. I mean, I've done these calorie deficit diets in the past, and yeah, I've just fell off the wagon, went to my old ways, and well, basically put the weight back on. It's definitely a lot of willpower you've got to put into this, but it's been easy for me to stick to this diet because of routine. So I generally choose to eat the same meals every day. So it's easy for shopping, it's easy to weigh out everything as I go along. So the dinners that I make is chili con carne, and I batch cook it. So this is easy, so I've got like meals already prepared in the fridge. So I'm not tempted by just going on Just Eat and ordering something because I'm feeling lazy that day. Another thing I've cut out quite a lot of is alcohol. So in January I did dry January, and I think I only drank once in that month because of my friend's 30th birthday party. So my BMI has also gone down. It used to be 33.6 and it's now 28.3. So 33.6 put me in the obese category, but I'm now in the overweight category. I'm 5'1". That doesn't help with my BMI, like, because it's all based on height weight ratio, and yeah, I'm short and stubby. So as I said before, one of the benefits of losing weight is fitting into old clothes. So I used to get like size 14, sometimes size 16 clothes, but I have noticed that I'm now fitting back into my size 12 clothes, which, yeah, it's great. So I'm still on my weight loss journey. My original goal was 11 stone, and as soon as I reached my goal, I then set myself a new goal. I set it for 10.5 stone. So it was only an extra half a stone to lose, and I think I'm now 2.5 pounds off that new goal. So my original calorie deficit was 1,670 calories a day, and as soon as I set my new goal of 10.5 stone, that recalibrated the calorie deficit to 1,524 calories a day. So my new calorie deficit is about 146 calories less than the previous one. I have definitely struggled to keep within that deficit. I mean, I'm still within the deficit of the, the daily average of 2,000, but yeah, the extra 146 calorie deficit has been a struggle. Yeah, there's been some days where I haven't lost anything. I mean, as I said, I don't do any exercise within this, so it's purely on the calorie deficit that I'm losing weight. One of my tips to help you keep within a calorie deficit is to find your favourite dinner meal and try and reduce the calories by swapping to low fat alternatives. So my favourite meal is chili con carne, and I replaced the beef mince with turkey mince because turkey is a leaner meat. And with various meats, you can get various fat percentages. It does typically cost a little bit more for the lower percentage fat, but if it helps you lose weight, then it's worth it. Cutting out sugar also helps. So replacing the teaspoon of sugar in your tea or coffee with sweeteners. Being in a calorie deficit doesn't mean you have to stop eating certain foods. So I still have chocolate ice cream, although they are the mini type ones. I still have chocolate because I have it in my protein pudding in the morning. In the beginning of my weight loss journey, I did have overnight oats as my breakfast, and I used to add an additional scoop of protein powder. So there's many ways you can increase the protein content in your day. Protein powders is one of them. You can also get what's called a clear whey isolate, and it's just like a squash. You add water to it, and it's a high protein drink. There's certain foods that is higher in protein. Natural Greek yogurt is high in protein. And if you want to feel satiated for longer, replace certain foods with bulkier food, which is low in calories. So celery, that is very low in calories, but if you look at a plate of that compared to a plate of chocolate, for example, the calorie difference will be so much different, but the volume will be the same, although celery is mainly water. But yeah, it's all about portion control as well, because beforehand I wasn't weighing anything. I was just chucking it on a tray, slinging it in the oven, and yeah. The last time I tried to lose weight and actually stuck with it and was successful was in 2013. Yeah, back in 2013 was when my sister got married, and I was trying to lose weight in order to fit in a bridesmaid dress. And I think I managed to get down to 10 stone £1 or 10 stone £2. That was hard to reach. I'm not sure if I think I did exercise at the time. I can't remember. So I'm now £2.5 off my new goal that I set. And I think when I reach that 10.5 stone goal, I'll probably change the goal to 10 stone and see how far I get. I don't think I would be able to get any lower than 10 stone, although my BMI will probably still be in the overweight category. Actually, let's see. 10 stone, 5 foot 1 inch. What would my BMI be? Right, let's see on the NHS app. So I've just worked it out, and for my BMI to be within the 25 number, I would need to be 9 stone 5 pound to be in a normal weight. I can't remember the last time I was 9 stone something, let alone 9 stone 5 pound. Nah, I don't think that's possible for me. Who else here believes in the BMI system? I think it's a bit fucked up if you ask me. Especially for short people. Yeah, so I think when I reach my next goal, that'll be the lowest that I'll aim to go. Even though I'll still be in the overweight category in terms of BMI, I don't think that's even achievable. Well, I don't think it's achievable without making myself unhappy. Let's put it that way. In all honesty, on this weight loss journey, I haven't felt like I've missed out on much. I don't go out and socialise a lot in terms of going out for drinks or meals. So if you're a sort of person that likes to socialise a lot and, you know, you're always out every weekend, then it might be difficult for you. But then just introduce exercise into your routine. The way I've done it, I haven't done any exercise, but, you know, I could always add exercise if I want to lose weight quicker. The rate at what I've lost weight has worked for me and it's been fine. I've been in no rush. I think the original target of 11 stone was for Mexico, and Mexico's not till November. So, you know, in terms of progress, I have exceeded that goal. Since I set my new target, it has been very difficult to keep within that calorie deficit. If I fancy something extra that day, then I have it. I'm not overly strict with this, and I have the odd treat day. I still have takeaways, not as often as I used to. Yeah, it's not life if you don't treat yourself every now and then, is it? I was looking back at photos of me from 2 years ago and comparing them to me now. Like, it looks like I got Photoshop and like just stretched my face. And I had like a double chin going on. At the time, I wasn't unhappy with how I looked. Thinking about it now, I probably wouldn't like to get back to that stage, just because of all the benefits that I've felt since losing the weight, such as the reduced snoring, especially with my hip joint. Like, I'm not in as much pain as I was, so that is very good. In terms of percentage of the weight I've lost from when I started, it's 15% of my body mass. I think I read somewhere that it's 10% of your body mass loss where people start noticing. I've only had about 3 people say to my face that they've noticed a weight loss difference in me. I think some people are a bit strange with that sort of thing and approaching someone to like compliment them on a weight loss, because if you don't know the reason why they've lost weight, then it could be triggering for them, because they could have lost weight because of an illness that they've been going through. It is good to be cautious around that sort of thing. If anyone sees me and wants to compliment me, that's fine. Like, I quite like it, because I've worked hard, not physically, but mentally it's been hard, because there's been times where I've been like, oh, I just want a piece of cake. Most of it has been fairly straightforward, to be fair. Like I said, the routine helps, eating the same things every day. Obviously, if you're someone that likes variety in your life, then having the same thing every day probably won't work for you. But if you can find a load of meals that are within a certain calories, and you can like switch them out every week, then yeah, that'll be good. A few tips I can give you is to meal prep, and batch cooking is very helpful. For me, it's definitely helped to have pre-cooked meals. It means batch cooking on one night, but then for most of the week, you've got meals prepared in the fridge to just, get out, zap in the microwave, and it's convenient. So making life easier in that respect will help you. I mean, it helped me, so, who doesn't want to have an easy life? I used to make overnight oats, and I'd used to batch make them, but the process was quite faffy, and in the end it just got relentless. And so I find that just getting a protein pudding out the fridge, adding granola to it, is quite easy for me. So I go for easy, convenient, but then it's high in protein, low in fat. During the start of my weight loss journey, I had on my TikTok algorithm, I had like weight loss tips. There was always this girl that popped up and she used to share what she ate in a day, and that gave me ideas for what I could try. And that's where I got the overnight oats idea from. It's also important to drink plenty of water, although I haven't done that. Yeah, I'm very bad at drinking water, or any fluids for that matter. Yeah, I start my day with a coffee. I don't even have a drink at lunchtime. I might have another coffee around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I have like a small can of drink during my dinner. And then I might have a cup of tea in the evening. I don't drink a lot at all. But yeah, one advice I can give you is drink plenty of water. It's good for your skin, good for your hair, it's good for everything. I don't know if it's because of my autism that the repetitiveness of same meals every day and the routine of, again, having same meals every day, I don't know if that's contributed to my success. But, you know, if you're a person that likes variety and you get bored easily of the same things over and over again, then, you know, obviously same meals all the time isn't for you. But I'm autistic, so, you know, the repetitiveness and routine is right up my street. I'm also one of these people where they get a gym membership, you go for about a month and then never again. So this weight loss journey, it wouldn't have been helped in any way by exercise, because I would have started it for a week and just not bothered again. Losing weight through diet alone has definitely worked for me, because I've never been a gym goer. In the pandemic, I started the Couch to 5K. I never finished it. I think I almost got to 5K and I got shin splints. I was recovering from that. I just never got back on it. Maybe one day I'll start Couch to 5K again. It might be a bit easier being a little bit lighter, because I'm not carting around as much weight as I used to. Yeah, I don't know how much I weighed back in the pandemic. In August 2022 is when I was my heaviest, which was 13 stone 2 pound. So in 2020, I think I was probably around 12 stone 13. That's probably why I got shin splints, because of that weight. When I first started using the Nutracheck app, it asked me how much weight I wanted to lose each week, and I think I put it down as £0.5 pound a week, but that has not been consistent throughout this weight loss journey. There's been some weeks where I've gained, there's been some weeks where I haven't lost anything, but then earlier in my journey I lost like a couple of pounds a week, which was above target of £0.5 pound a week. But then there'd be weeks where I like went out for afternoon tea on a weekend and I put on like £3 just by going out for that meal. I'd also like to note that in the beginning, it's usually water retention and water weight that you're losing. It's also worth noting that you need to check in with yourself every so often. So if you're not losing weight at the rate that you'd like to, just check in with yourself. You might not be losing the weight because of a hormone imbalance. It could be that you're bloated because you're retaining water. Don't get disheartened. there are a number of factors why you might not be losing weight as quick as you want to. But just remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Unless you're losing weight for a specific event or date, such as a wedding, there are diets out there where you can lose weight rapidly. But again, I would suggest seeing a medical professional before taking on something like that. Like I said, my end goal hasn't got a date associated with it. So for me, it doesn't matter if I maintain for 2 months. Like, I'm quite happy where I am right now. Even if I don't meet my next goal, like, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, I'm happy with how I am right now. And if I can maintain that, then that is excellent. Let me know in the comments, are you on your weight loss journey? Are you tempted to lose weight? Do you have any questions for me? I'll be happy to answer them. Write them below and I will respond. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!